Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The network was trying to mess up. So I was talking about the economic experiment, okay, where I was taking an example like a consumer. Okay, you are buying a particular amount of a certain good. Okay, then they vary price. Maybe they increase price. So after increasing their price, how will this individual respond to this change in price? So then we'll be able to know that whenever prices go up, the consumer will do what? Will either buy less, or the person wouldn't care at all, or the person will even still buy more. So we are able to know how the individual will actually respond. If you take maybe a producer, there's an increase in tax. How will the firm respond to this increase in tax? So we're able to know how the economic unit actually respond to changes in incentives. Okay, so that is what we call the economic experiment. All right. I think the last thing is about normative statements and then positive statements. Now, whenever you have more than one people, okay, you have maybe 2, 5, 10, but then even in the economic world, we have thousands of economists. Where you have 2 or more people, there will definitely be disagreements. Okay, people will disagree on even the assumptions that we use, the kind of models we use, the kind of policy. Look at Ghana now. We don't even know what to do. What kind of policy we have to use now to save us? You see, this person will say this person will say that. So definitely there will be disagreements. But some of these disagreements can be settled when we get facts. If we get facts, we walk through the facts, we can settle them. But there are some you can never settle. You can never settle them. The ones that you can settle, we call them positive statements. The ones that you cannot, we call them normative statements. Okay. For the normative statements, people are saying things that they feel like should happen. What things that what ought to be. This thing should be done this way. It's just your own opinion. It's just a value judgment. What you feel like we should do, that disagreement can never be solved because there's no fact. We cannot actually compare our disagreement with anything at all. So we call those ones normative statements. But then the ones that we can actually compare with facts, we call them positive statements. So those are statements about what is. If you increase price, now we know by fact that consumers will buy less. It's a fact. Okay, but if you tell us that we should use an expansionary monetary policy to fix Ghana's economy, that is what you think. Okay, that's what you think that we have to do. That is a normative statement. What you think we should do. That one we can never agree upon it. So those are the 2 statements in economics: normative ones, and then the positive ones. Okay, and then we use economics a lot. Personally, we do use econs. Businesses do, and then governments also do. As an individual, we're always making trade-offs. We have our scale of preferences, even if it's not written down, it's imaginary. Okay, and you have some things you have to satisfy. When you get this money, I'll buy this and that. Or you're able to do that because of economics. Businesses too are able to do risk management and stuff. They have to do, if I do this, I'll do this. If I produce this quantity, this will be my revenue. All those things are economic policy too. So learning econs is very good, personally, for business and then for governance as well. Okay. This last one is like a discussion. You see, we are talking about choice making, and now we've seen that we have to be making rational choices. And we make rational choices when we consider the marginal benefit of our choices to be greater than or equal to the marginal cost. So if you go to school, is it if you make a choice of going to school, is that a rational choice? You have to compare the benefit. Is the benefit enough to cover the cost? So you need to know the benefit that you get from going to school. Now, if you are in school now, you're enjoying student life, working on campus, movie nights, friends time out and all that. And then you are expecting higher future income. So all these are benefits. Here in Ghana, I think the second part we should forget about this second part. Now we go to school, just enjoy ourselves in school, and then when we are done, we are done. If you are lucky, you are able to come by some job, and then you get this higher future income. I hope you can hear me now. Hello. Yeah, Frank. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
All
I
right.
can hear you.
All right. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So I was talking about the choice of going to school. So some of the benefits will be the enjoyment of school life, and then the expectation of a higher future income. Then you have to look at their costs. You are in school full time. You have to pay tuition fees, buy books, and then other costs that you have to incur. And then you also talk about the opportunity cost. The time that you are using there, you could have used it to work and to earn something. You are sacrificing it. So what you have to do is that we can't always say that school is always the best. But then most people feel like the benefit is most of the times higher than their cost. So we tend to go to school. But it's not like that for everyone. I think they even gave examples of people who stopped school, but then they are billionaires. Look at Bill Gates. He quit Harvard. Mick Jagger. He quit London School of Economics. See, these people they stopped school because they sat down and they realized that the marginal cost of going to school was even higher than the marginal benefit. So they just quit, and then they went to take an activity that they felt like the benefit there would rather be more than the cost. So they made a rational choice. But someone who is in school, the person who is making a rational choice because to him the marginal benefit is more than the marginal cost. So whatever choice that we make, we just need to consider the cost and then the benefit. If the cost is more than the benefit, we are not supposed to, undertake that action or make that choice. All right. Any question?